Hey guys, we are going to talk about adverbial clause, and today is kind of like a review for everything we've learned so far. It's going to be an editing practice. So remember when you're writing, you want to try and use diverse sentence structures. Okay, this kind of blocking my view a little bit, but a lot of people enjoy surfing the net. They look for interesting websites and chat with people all over the world. However, some people spend so many hours. So instead of such many hours, we need to edit. It's so many, right? Some people spend so many hours online that they are internet addicts. So if you remember our so that, right? This is talking about purpose. This is a subordinator. Okay. Although an average person spends about 8 to 12 hours per week, well, although is our subordinator, so remember we cannot use it with comma fanboys. That's going to create a fragment, so we have to delete but. Although an average person spends about 8 to 12 hours per week, an addict spends 8 to 12 hours per day online. I know someone like this. Because addicts spend so much time interacting with the computer, again, because it's our subordinator, we don't want to use it with so, right? So cross out so and use comma, introducer comma instead. Their lives are negatively affected. They become social recluses. So recluses are people who are isolated because they stop going out and talking to people face to face. All right, so in this case, I would like to take away the comma. Why? Because the general rule of punctuation is independent plus dependent without the comma. So I know a lot of you guys like to use comma before because. Don't do that. All right. They avoid real-life social situations, comma, preferring instead to be in a dimly lit room with only the glowing screen to light up their lives. This sounds very pathetic. Internet addiction affects not only the addicts themselves, but also the people around them. Okay, so this is not adverbial clause, but as a quick reminder, we talk about pair conjunction, right? When we're talking about the conjunction lesson in the part of speech. After not only, but also you want to make sure you follow them with parallel structure. So the addicts is noun and the people is noun as well. For example, John's marriage to Martha broke up until he insisted on spending so many hours on the net. So this is a very strange subordinator to use here. We know this indicates cause and effect, right? So it's supposed to be because or since or as. So because he insisted on spending so many hours on the net, his marriage broke up. As soon as he arrived home from work, comma, introducer comma, right? Because again, our dependent clause comes first. So you want introducer comma. He was at his computer. While he finished dinner, he would disappear. So again, this is wrong subordinator to use. It should be after. After he finished his dinner, he would disappear into his computer room again. He paid so little attention to her that, so there shouldn't be any comma here because again, this is so that is one subordinator. So little attention to her that she finally divorced him. Since college students are especially technologically skilled, again, subordinator since here, we want introducer comma. They can easily become nonstop net surfers. Most colleges provide computers at several locations around campus so that students can use them at any time, day, or night. Okay, now, again, our independent and dependent punctuation rule. Now, in this case, most colleges provide that is my independent clause. So that is my subordinator. So that is my dependent clause. I don't want to use a comma here. And actually, I would probably prefer to use a colon because I have a complete sentence before and then day or night. That is an explanation or example of any time. As a result, students can spend too much time surfing the net instead of surfing their textbooks. Last summer, 9 freshmen at Berkshire College flunked out, meaning they failed, they got kicked out. Not although, because they became internet addicts. In short, even though the internet is an excellent source of information and entertainment, again, we don't want to use comma but here, so take out the but, comma, we must not let it take over our lives. All right, and that's it for the editing practice. So to sum up, pay attention to your punctuation, where you put your comma. If the dependent clause comes first, you comma plus independent clause. Never use although, even though with comma but, and never use because, since, as with comma so. All right, and that's it for this lesson.